Hey everybody, this is Al with El Rey Collection. Hope everybody's having a great Friday night here. I'm so excited that it's Friday. Man, this was a crazy week. Been lots of travel recently. What's the better way to start the weekend than opening a few boxes? And have had a few lying around here even since last week. And again, if you watched my video from last week, you saw that I had or I mentioned that, I was probably missing some stuff just kind of laying around. So I did find some other stuff. Some other stuff's been delivered a PSA order. Kind of excited to kind of dig in, see this stuff. This could be a longer one, but let's just get into it, see if anybody has here we already got so comments over here. Don't we wish, Seb? Good to see you here on a Friday night. No, not quite a PSA 10. Alifa, I wish I had a submission of 20 or whatever that was. Like we recently saw on the Discord. I don't know why it looks like the quality of the camera is just not. It's like fuzzy and the lights going in and out. But we'll do the best we can here. First box. Even though I wish now everything's going to be a disappointment after Seb's expectations here of the PSA 10 Pele Alifa coming in. This is probably not up Seb's alley on this one. Just want to make sure you never want to leave stuff behind. We're good there. Pick all that stuff up later. So this is a deal from somebody on the Discord. And this is a sticker that, in my estimation, I don't want to declare that, like victory on this sticker, but, it's one that has not, what's the word? It has not, the pop has not exploded on it, even though a lot of people feared that it would. It does have some hair like a lot of modern stickers do, just because of trimming and fake worries and all that stuff. So I looked very carefully at this, and there's a component of this that makes it really kind of interesting. So anyway, if I could get this out, I could tell you which one it was. Let's see. So the first one is a second year Ronaldo R9 in PSA 9 with the what do you call the shiny sides, I guess, if you want to call them that shimmer. You can see these little bubbles going, so that's kind of fun. So that's a PSA 9. Those are hard to get in high grade. And then the next one is kind of the big boy in this group. This is a PSA 8 Ronaldinho rookie, and this one I still think has less than 100 graded, and it's just hard to get in top grade. And some of them that have been in top grade pass through the hands of some alleged trimmers. So you can see this one's pretty off center, and that's the main reason for the grade. And there's a little bit of a touch on the upper corner, but still an 8 is really hard in this sticker. And this has not exploded in recent times, despite many fears that the Ronaldinho rookie would actually explode in pops. So really clean, nice back, slight off center, which actually makes me feel oddly, I don't like things that are typically off center, but it makes me feel better a lot. I have 5 copies of this sticker, and almost all of them are slightly off center in a similar way. So it makes me feel a lot better. Looked at this carefully. It's graded in the 6 millions. So it felt good about that. So we're knocking things off with a bang here on for me, this is, I think my highest prior to this in a PSA slab was 6. I think I have an SGC that's an 8 or so as well, but I don't know if that would cross. I have been, and you'll see in this next slog of, did that arrive today? No, I don't think that arrived today. You'll see next week. I submitted about 20 cards, which I cracked out of SGC holders, and I was going to do my guessing and show you like scans of the cards and what I guess, but unfortunately, I got an email and I wasn't sure what order it was, so I I you know clicked on it and actually saw the grade. So I usually don't see the grades, and this was a bit of a spoiler that I happen to see the grade. So I'm not going to make a stupid video pretending that I don't know what the grades are. But what I will do is I will basically show these little tags, and then I'll walk through each card as those come in. And I think there's some interesting learnings there. So if you want to hear that, make sure you subscribe, hit that little bell icon so you get notified. That'll probably be next week. I think they ship the order today. It'll be a super fun one. So that's not what's in these boxes. So since I got Seb here, and I don't know how long he's going to be here with his kids, Seb, put what you'd rather see. Would you rather see a PSA sub or some what would you call extraction results with the help of our friend and colleague Def Potech on the Discord? So I'll give you a minute to write what you prefer to see, because I know your time's always limited. You never know. In the meantime, I'll start to open some of these boxes. And if anybody's got any questions, comments, or wants to chat about something, or wants to hear kind of my opinion on something, just drop it in the comments here, and I'll check every now and then to see what's going on. And so this is the PSA sub. I'll break this out. Okay, extractions. Okay, so I will break out the PSA stuff first. And then I will start with the extractions, and I'll come back to the PSA stuff. That was Seb's request. So the PSA order was 60, I believe. And from what I recall as well, it was more or less half of my order and half of colleague collecting friends order. So, lots of stuff going on here, fighting with the packaging. That was kind of dramatic there. Okay, so I'll put these PSA orders right here, all on the ground, and I'll come back to those. Let's get this box out of here, and let's get started with some extraction work, which is really, really good. Now I haven't I will say that this was a lot of stuff that I've had for a very, very long time, and finally kind of got around to, number one, deciding what to extract, and then number two, getting some help, because this is not what I do. I don't typically soak things out of albums. It's just not something I feel super comfortable with. And I know there are people that are better at it than I am. And we have a great guy in the Discord who offered to help me out with some really cool things that I would have been just too nervous to do. So this is really, really, really taped. And it's really heavy too, because it includes the albums back from that aren't the parts that aren't soaked. So typically when people do extractions, they have they basically try to see what the glue is on one page or another, and then they from there they do it on a trial page, and then they go to the more valuable cards after trying it. But in many cases you don't need it's just not worth the time to extract everything in a given album. So okay. Oh, I thought I had it. Guess I didn't. So next, I'll stop as soon as I get this opened and situated, and then I'll see if there's any comments here. But okay, it's gonna be hard to walk in here with all the stuff I'm throwing around. Okie dokie. Wow, this is heavy. Woo. All right. Oh, ooh, that's not good. Okay. Opposite direction. I should have seen that. Okay. But these are in these packs at least. And he was really good about putting them in card savers and in other packages. So hopefully we're okay with that. As long as the dog doesn't get it, that'll be bad. Okay. So let me see the best location to put some of this stuff. Okay, I'm imagining this is some of the. These are some of the albums. So I won't open these right now because I think these are just the albums that don't have it. And what you'd be more excited about, at least I'm more excited about. I love that kind of the drama. I'm on the thing is the is these types of things, which are the extracted cards already nicely placed in top loaders and card savers, ready, as we say, to grade. All right, super excited about this. Again, this is material that I've held up for a number of years, sent it over. It's been gone for a couple of months. I won't go through all of this right here, but for those of you who know, this is a Propaganda's Montiel set. It's a complete 1-to-100 set, and it has all these boxes. Like this is a John Sullivan. This is a Corbett. So you kind of go through Jack Johnson. It also has a lot of, and so all these are going to grade. Here's Sonny. All of these are going to grade, 1 to 1.5. Some of the bigger cards in here. So that's one, and that goes to number 33. None of those are huge, but I'm probably going to grade the set. And then here, this one is the rest of it. Some of the, or actually the second ones. The more interesting ones, this Martin Dihigo card, very, very cool card. Babe Ruth, very interesting card of Babe Ruth. Ty Cobb. So there's baseball. It's multi-sport. We also have in here the rookie of, oh man, where is this? Here's Joe DiMaggio. So there's some baseball. So this wasn't all of that stuff. Hank Greenberg. Gosh, where it is? Okay, here we go. This is probably the biggest card from the set. It's Stan Musial. This is his first card. So that's a pretty big card. So anyway, this whole set, Montieles, is I'm probably just going to grade the whole set. That'll be expensive to grade the whole set, but it's such a cool set. And it's actually pretty well followed. Oh, this is the third part of the set. So this is one album where I basically extracted everything. Again, 100 main cards, baseball players, boxers, mostly boxers, but you also have in here some wrestlers and some other stuff. But I'll just grade the whole set, tennis players. Anyway, so there's that, the Montiel set. Super excited. I've had that for probably 15 years and just never had the guts to get it done. So that's fun. And over here now, we're going to have some a mix of stuff. Oh, my dog's doing over there, but he's frightening me. So here, this is from the Galleta Paipon, I think. What is this? So here's a Varela, Schiaffino. And these are, look at how well these came out. Look at the backs. I mean, no back damage. They'll probably mostly get twos when they look this good, but, they could get ones, 1.5s. I don't know. There's been a lot of inconsistency from my eyes on the bottom end of the tier from A to 2 lately. Here's a really cool Andrade. Not to be this is his nephew, Jose Andrade's nephew. Here's another Varela, very cool. Gambetta. So this is all the 1950 Uruguayan team from the Maracanazo. Love these stickers. Very, very fun. So anyway, that's the whole team there. And then you got this is a 1966 World Cup album. Really kind of cool the way these came out. You just don't see these that often. There's a ball. Here's a Carvajal Mexican great from it. So yeah, you get here's a Caricio. Here's a Spencer. You don't see him much at all, and stuff. Yeah, so here's another Spencer. So yeah, these are just cool. Even some of these like flags and stuff are kind of fun. Again, not super valuable cards, but really fun. So glad to have those. Let's see. So maybe this one next. Oh, actually, let me see. Let's see if there's any comments here. Hang on 1 second. All right. Nope. All right. Well, let me know, guys, if you want me to talk about anything, or if you want to see something up close or got a question about an issue. I'm happy to show you. And then I think most of the albums are in this other package. So if you want to see the covers or what the albums look like, happy to do that as well. This may be some albums too. Okay, yeah. So here is one of the albums. I'll just show them to you now. This is the Brasil de Oro. You probably will recognize some of these like this. They look like this. And so this one, the most important one in the set, I mean, it has all sorts of non-sports stuff, animals, things like that, is the Pele card. So, and then this is kind of cool, but not really gradable, but very cool. It's a bunch of individual stickers that comes together to make a puzzle. So that's one of them. This is the which we haven't seen anyone from this. This is the Centro Avante, the Bala set. Very cool album. So you'll see a couple stickers of that. And here's the London 66 set that I was just talking about that has some of the Uruguayan greats as well as many others. So that's a really fun little album. This is a great, really hard album to come by. The 1943 Family Journalist, Jourlens, I think is what it's called. Journalens. And this is the one that's known for the Gunnar Gren and Nordahl cards. Really cool album. Very, very cool. And then this one is like crazy important and good. And this is, I struggled. If those of you are on the premium will know that this is the Crack 1950 album. And it's such a beautiful album like this, you can see. And this is even bound, and it has just beautiful stickers all throughout. And in particular here, it was the Di Stefano and Pedernera that were critical here. So you will see that here in a second. Oops. Didn't know if you guys were seeing these, but you can see such a beautiful album. Really beautiful what do you call it? Like lithographic square cards, and you have him on Millonarios, which is just a great set. So I did take the page out, so sorry for those completionists that want to have, namely Bill, but there are others. And then here's this one, the album Das Balas Futebol. Looks pretty familiar to most, and you can see here's like some cutouts of the actual sticker. Sometimes you have to sacrifice a sticker behind as well when you're doing that. So there's some of those. Okay, so there are those. So let me get some of these other packages that I'm glad the dog didn't eat, because that would have been sad. Not just for me, but for the hobby, I think. Okay, so let's put these over here. And we've got some really cool ones. This here are, you didn't see those I wonder if I should just go through the albums or just show you. So a lot of people will tell me, they'll say, "Oh man, just get the album. You can soak it out. It's always gonna work out well." Well, that's not my experience, and you can see here on these on this Palarex album that I had, you can see this actually did use rubber glue. So this is how they came out, right? So that's just not, if you spend a lot of money on an album, this is a huge possibility that you'll get this. And here is a beautiful sticker. Look at those corners. So great. But we have the rubber glue. So that's a 1 at most. Again, beautiful front, but really, really, really not a good back at all. And that's just, that's just the game. So, and here's other ones from this particular set. And, as part of that, you've got Kaluna, Eusebio, you got some of the other big names, Charlton, Best. Oops. And they all kind of had the same glue, which makes sense, right? It's one album. So here's Florian Albert. Love that sticker. So beautiful. Again, but with the paste on the back. So that's a bummer, right? But it does happen. So just keep that in mind if you buy albums for Extraction. This is one. I had 3 Palarex albums. So that's one. So of that, I mean, the Cruyff is worth grading just because it's such a valuable sticker in any condition. Here's a nice Eusebio. Now look at that. Came out great. There's likely paper loss on here, but you don't see it so readily. Kaluna, right? And then we've seen some of these bigger ones. I think probably a 3 on that. Maybe it's a 2. Oh no, this since it's removed is probably a 2. Let me see. Yeah, hard to tell of any paper loss on this. So when I look at this, if I didn't know this was removed, I may not know this is removed. There is a cut here on the side, which is just probably a fold. I mean, no way it's grading more than a 2 anyway. And then again, same players. I'll go through these and put them in. But here's the really nice Cruyff. Really nice. Super sharp corners. It's got some paper loss here, I think, right there. But still awesome. Awesome stuff. And, in my experience, as long as you don't rip a sticker in half, which I have done before, it's good. As long as it comes out, it's good. Same stuff. So again, there's 3 of these. The only ones that you're probably interested in. Super soft corners on this one. Kind of beat up. And clear paper loss on the AX below down there. So that'll probably be a 1.5. But still, cool Palarex run right there. So that's fun. Now I think some of the bigger ones got to be in this one or the following one. Let's see here. Oh, so there's a couple of Kitty out. I guess I didn't finish showing all the albums. So there is. Go through some of these. Some Kitty. So there's all sorts of Eastern European stars. Of course, the star of this one is the Puskas here. And even though it won't grade high, it's a really nice back. So I'm pretty excited about that. This is from one album. Oh, there's a Kossis. I mean, this is a great early card of him. Sandor, you don't see a lot. I think you also have the 54 AMBC. Just not a lot of cards of these Eastern European stars pre-1954. Again, here is a Good. Puskas, you see the paper on the back, that little orange, right? That'll keep it in a one range, but still great eye appeal and super collectible. Here's a Schiaffino. Um, Super collectible cards to my eyes. And I think people don't give that set enough cred. I really personally like it. And then these, as I was talking about earlier, that Brazilian album, the Oru, or however you say it, they all just come out terribly. I've just seen this in my career. Here's a nice Elvis one. This one actually came out decently. Here's John Lennon. It's a fun one. So you got the Beatles. All the Beatles were in this, so it's fun. Some of them came out a little better than others. Then you've got some of the Brazilian stars. I like this Carlos Alberto. I don't know why. Maybe because it's the greenback, but you also had Tostão, Zarginho, and unfortunately the Pele came out a little rough, but still like him. Oh, here's a Rivellino. I just love the format of these, so I'd probably just grade these anyway as part of the collection, even though they're all going to be ones or below. All right, so the big daddies from here. Oh gosh, I hadn't been checking the comments, guys, and sorry, I just noticed that. Yeah, so see, I knew duty calls. You see, that's the Seb, and I started this whole thing because I asked him what he wanted to do. So he's probably off with the kids, so he'll have to watch the rest later. Yeah, that Swedish album from 43, for those of you who didn't see it, this is just such a cool album. So cool, and it's just so well done. I mean, I do feel badly about taking things out, but it's just such great cards. These are hand cut to paste in there. I mean, the care someone put, in the league, all the league stats, just love this. So let's see some of the cards that came out of some of those albums. And we start with the banger of all bangers. Oh yeah. Hey, I'm glad you made it to alive. That's awesome. Glad I could see. Yeah, we had a conversation. For those of you who didn't see, go to Bill's YouTube channel. We did State of the Market yesterday, so that was fun. Glad you enjoyed our talk, even though sometimes we get off on tangents. We have fun. All right, so here we go. We have, to me, is just one of the biggest cards out there. This is the Millonarios Di Stefano. This card was on my want list for, it's on my top 10 list for probably about 8 years, maybe 10 years. This card is just beautiful. It comes from that Crack album I showed earlier. The colors just like jump off the thing. I mean, to me, look at how nice this is. I mean, there's a little bit of bleed through, but it's just a blank back with just such a beautiful card. I mean, I think this is probably a top 20 card in my collection. The fact that he left Argentina in the strike, that he busted it and just made this team, so tremendously good, him and Pedernera. And then, he basically beat the European elite teams, Real Madrid and Barca, is kind of the story of how they recruited him. And there was a lot of question of where he was going to end up. So I always hypothesized there was something from Colombia. I searched heavily for this card and for albums, and one day I finally found it. So love to have this, and this baby's going to PSA this next week. Super, super excited about that. Yeah, so yeah, absolutely. Di Stefano is so good. I mean, man, it's just so good. And the feeling to get this afterwards, I mean, believe me, I've had to pay out the nose, and it was in the album, so huge stress. That's why I turned to Defpotek to help me here, because I would have been shitting my pants. This card, though, to me is just, I mean, it'll come back, whatever it comes back, but I don't even care. It's such a mega card. Mega card. Oh, love it. And then here you had here's the Pedernera. Also, just great card. The lighting here suddenly got kind of weird again. Amazing card. So Adolfo Pernero, he also went to play up in Colombia. So that was good. And there's a lot of other stickers in here that are cool from that set. But yeah, that was the big boy of all of this stuff that I've just been, basically waiting to get that in a slab. It will have been a long, long road that's finally culminating. And check out this one. Oh yeah, sorry. These are the two big guys. I didn't see what was in here, but here's a really cool Gunnar Nordahl and a Gunnar Gren, and these are just beautiful cards. They kind of remind me of just U.S. baseball cards, and this is in 1943. Really nice backs. So really looking forward to getting these guys graded as well. Those were my second copies, if you can believe it. I've been so lucky with that album, and I actually had 2 albums, and here's a couple other guys from the set. So just super excited on that. Then I had shown you guys a number of the Brazilian albums that I had here, and these are always going to grade pretty low because they're extracted, but look how beautiful that is. And then this particular back is just not, I mean, look at that. It's gorgeous. So even if it grades a 1, I don't care. Yeah. Hey, Sports Card Harry. Yeah, that was great, right? A Kosix is really hard to see. And thanks for commenting on, I'm imagining that was the Di Stefano. So yeah, I think, look at these, like, this is amazing. I mean, all this stuff's amazing. And so it's funny. Like if it comes back a 1, a 2, whatever, I mean, this is just such important stuff for the hobby, and I'm just so happy to be able to accumulate and curate this. Like that Dos Santos is great. Here's a Jolinho from this one didn't come out nearly as well, but still great back. When you can read the whole back, that's what I'm looking for. It's got some front damage on there, some scuffing, pretty typical. Here's a Barbosa. His rookie card recently did really well on PWCC. These aren't super expensive. This Ademir, though, I really love. It's similar pose to many of his stickers, but you don't see these ballas too much. And look at this Didi. That's just fun. Just really fun. Here's a Nilton Santos, and here's a Mauro, another great one. So it's funny. Every now and then I think about all these what most people think of second tier Brazilian players, and these are like some of the greats of all time, and they don't get any love. Like Didi, when you hear people saying, "Oh, I'm an active Didi collector," that guy was a monster in the 50s, right? He was the best guy in the 58 World Cup, not Pele. So much so that Real Madrid needed to get him, right? And nobody really talks about Didi, and nobody talks about how great the John Santos were, Nilton Santos. I mean, there's so many forgotten kind of players, let alone this one I love. Look at the nickname of Zizinho, Ziza. That's freaking awesome. This is from this Centro Avante album that I showed you earlier. Super clean. Love that. Oh, awesome. That's great news. You got the Barbosa rookie. That's amazing. Oh, God. What a fantastic little icon, too. You've got 256 collector. The Zarzinho rookie from the 1964 Quisho. Love that. Love it. Fantastic, epic sticker. One of my favorite stickers from the 60s. So congrats on that. That's a tough one to find. So here's a Ziza, we'll call him now, or Zizinho. Here's a Zagalo. Again, nobody ever talks about him. Look at this great Didi, just staring up in one direction. So cool. Here's the Djalma, and here's a Zito. And then here is a TT and another Mauro, and then other semi-stars too that came out. It's just really, really good, really fun stuff. So I think that was kind of the mother load on some of these. In here, I've got some of the albums that we went through. I'll show you the ones that I think we went through most of them, so none of them will be super surprise. Oh yeah, here are my. This is funny. I find this funny. So here are my my little, post-its on saying, hey, what things to take out. So again, Kitty albums. So this is in case you're interested in getting, some of those Eastern European stars. A lot of them come in here and relatively inexpensive, as well as my favorite non-rookie Puskas. Well, maybe the biscuit card, but from an eye appeal perspective, I think the Kitty's amazing. Here's this Montiel thing. I'm probably going to grade the whole set. Here are the Pyrex albums. One, and these are heavy. Two, they're really big albums. 3 albums that I had here, including hundreds and hundreds of stickers. You can see. So I don't know exactly what I'll do with these. There's, sometimes the team photos, do well, but I just, didn't have the time, didn't really want to go through that. So, if anybody is interested in any of those albums, let me know. Sometimes I just accumulate too much stuff. Anyway, so, oh yeah, I know that. Yeah, so you got the Barbosa and the Zarzinho. I mean, that's crazy. Congrats on that. Okay, so now, unless there's any questions, I'm going to clear this out, and then I'm going to move to a PSA submission here. So just let me create a little bit of space, and I'll give you guys a second to. Oh, I also had this. This one came in today in the mail. It was a 1926 Riches, right? And this is a Fritz Tarp. Cool. I love this set. Just beautiful. Isn't that set beautiful? This comes from Denmark. Oh, and then I had this thing from France. Let's open this. I have no idea what's in here. It says from France, so let's see. Don't you love when you get something and you don't even know what the hell it is? I just love that. It's like Christmas all over again. But we're in October, so let's see. No idea what's in here. Okay, it's not music. Oh, okay. It's a Star Wars set. Pretty rare Star Wars set. R2-D2 Space Ice. So this is the whole set, and hopefully those will hang in there. I need to definitely be careful extracting those, putting those in top loaders. I'll probably grade that set as well. Oh, here's another little package. Let's see what's in here, and then I'll open the PSA stuff, and I'll see if anybody had any questions before I kind of break into the PSA stuff. So, because that'll take a minute to open those boxes, and we can chat about something. I hope people are having a great start to your weekend. Man, it's been a long time since I looked forward to a weekend this so much. This is interesting. This is a very strong box. It's coming from a PSA address. Oh my goodness. You know what? I think I know what this is. This is the I almost destroyed it. This is the eBay, something that went through the eBay authentication process. Trying to get this thing out. All right, so here it is. It's a this is another Star Wars card. Some of you guys know this is an Argentine thing, and this is a VG4. I was missing this from my set registry. This is from the Stani Argentina La Guerra de las Galaxias. So I have a little bit of Star Wars stuff going on. That was an upgrade for that particular one. I'm surprised that went through the authentication. I didn't ask for that. Probably cost quite a bit of money too. What a pain in the neck. So anyway, that was that. And now we're into the PSA stuff. I think I have enough real estate around here. This is a 60 card order that went through, and one of 30 of the cards were actually for a friend. So oh yeah, let me check the comments here if anybody wanted me to chat about something or hear my opinion on something. Otherwise, I'll just get right into this. Okay, no, nothing. So, oh, by the way, if you guys can like this video, I'd super appreciate it. Doesn't cost you anything. Just hit that like button when you subscribe, and hit that bell icon so that next week when I'm doing these crossover ones from SGC, when that order comes in, that'll be super fun. Again, I was gonna have one video guessing what they were, but I saw the grade, so I'll just walk through kind of what happened, what I think, and I think there are some really interesting conclusions. So stay tuned for that. Ugh. God, don't get me started on these oversized. This, I just hate this. This sticker fits in a normal slab, and I have so many of these that get sent back to me in these gigantic slabs. And this, by the way, shouldn't be a 2. So I get the double whammy here. The absolute worst slabbing job. Let me see. I'll pick we get a PSA slab. Actually, I have a lot of non-PSA slabs around here right now. Okay. I guess you can't really see, but I have this sticker in a PSA slab. You can see the top right there absolutely fits as well as the bottom. So this goes to my stack. You guys want to see, what? Since I'm on a venting mode right now, if you want to see my stack of what I'd call incredibly frustrating slabbing, here's my current stack. So these are, like this. I mean, I can just pick any random one, right? Some are more egregious than others. How many times have you seen Heinerlays in normal slabs, right? And yet the gigantic slab, I get Mr. Gigantic Slabber. Look at this. It's a freaking regular sticker. It just looks gigantic. Same with this Pele. These are the really fun ones. So, okay, I'm done venting. Thank you. Thank you all for letting me vent. Sometimes just getting things off your chest makes you feel better. And now I feel better. So this is my stack. What I was doing is waiting to get a huge amount like this because they seem to come in every order, and file, request with the CRC and see if they will take them back and do that for free. I'm kind of doubting that they will. But you never, they can only say no, and that's it. If they do say yes, then great. So it's hang on and see. Yeah, I mean, it's just like, it seems like every time there's at least one. Now the good news is that box, which I think I tossed over here to make my exit over there nearly impassable. Out of these 60 cards, that was the only one in that big box. So it looks like 1 out of 60. I guess I shouldn't be that upset. It just it increases my blood pressure. Yeah, you know what? They have to do this from an operational perspective, but I think they leave it to the discretion of the individual slabber who's is that a job? Well, what's your job? I'm a slabber. So I think they leave it to the discretion. And if you're like a new slabber, I can see like, oh, this is too close. I don't want to damage the card. So I'm going to take the path of least resistance. But it's just so dang frustrating. They should have it in the system. It should force them for every spec ID, because every card has a spec ID, not just the number on the card. Like, a lot of cards have these numbers. Well, this is a bad one because it's an autographed one. But this card, 1960 Ferca, has a spec number. So every time this card comes in, they know it's this card. So they know what types holder they can fit it into. So they need to get it in their master data, like sports card Harry's saying. And then they just need to, don't leave it to the discretion of the slabber job. Anyway, we have kind of kicked that one. I agree with you though there. It's just super, super frustrating. What's this one? Yeah, we looked at that one. And okay, So, yeah, this is hard. This is totally off topic, and I don't have any Ogdens in here. So, I've seen varying opinions on this on the 1902 Ogdens. I think there are a number of people in Europe that believe, including, I believe, Paul Bowditch, who is a very, very knowledgeable dealer collector, and I think he pegs it as 1900. I'm more of the thought that it's 1900 as opposed to 1902, which is honestly why I have not. I don't think I've ever sold one of those because I think that it's more probable than not that if the dust settles, that we're going to conclude that it's 1900. So I am a net buyer of that card. But I don't know. And the Ogdens are really, really tough in general. There's so many issues. They're so confusing. Ryan, trying to think of his page in non-sports. Ryan, what his channel is. Oh, somebody knows. Put it down here. He does a good job of, because there's so many different historical figures, of breaking those down. But if you were to ask me, I'd say it's close. It's 1900 on the Ogden's Bloomer. But if you were to ask me to bet a significant amount of money, I wouldn't. Right. So I'd probably say 60, 65 to 40, 35 is what I would guess in terms of my kind of knowledge. I guess not even knowledge. I'd say hypotheses based on the data that I've seen through the years. So anyway, that's that. What's this other one we've got going here? Okay, so let's see. Now that I think, okay, so first time, I don't think that it matters who to use on a first time submission. It kind of depends what your objectives are with the cards, right? And what type of a collector you are. So I would say that if you, by the way, I'm going to start just showing some of these cards. There's some really cool Argentina cards that I graded for a friend of mine. Here's a Listau. So if you've noticed, a lot of my cards recently have been graded by PSA. Here's the following Labruna of this. These are blank backs. Gets a removed grade on that. Some really cool, and I'll go over these relatively quickly, but they are Harlem Globetrotter cards, which were really fun, from a 1950s album in Argentina, including a couple Hall of Famers. So these are fun. Haynes. What's the other big guy's name? No, I don't think he's in this group, but yeah, so these are really fun. So I've been grading a lot with PSA for a number of reasons. The guarantee, if you've seen some of my videos, they pay out the guarantee. I think that adds value to the grading. I also use the registry. So SGC discontinued their registry, and that really hurt me because I had so much time in the registry. If so I like the registry. If you're not going to use a registry, well, then there's not value there, right? So and then eye appeal. Do you like the eye appeal of the SGC? Certain cards I'll only grade with SGC because I just like the eye appeal. And then the other thing I take into account is if they've graded the issue or not. If they haven't graded the issue, sometimes it can take a long time at PSA. And then half the times, if you've seen my videos, they'll return stuff and not grade. So not only do you wait 3, 4, 6 months, you don't get your stuff, it doesn't get graded, and that can be really frustrating. For resale value, if you're going to sell anything, I think PSA generally does better. So I would take that into account when you're looking on the value of the card. So if it's a very valuable card, I've been, as you've seen, transitioning most of my valuable cards into PSA holders, as you can see behind me. So some of them were. Here's a really fun Fangio. And I don't know why they gave this an authentic. Super annoying. These actually, all these cards so far have been my friends. But here's Tatum, who was another Hall of Famer in the Basketball Hall of Fame, a 4 MC. you can see how it's cut wrong on the top. So actually, I got to put these all in the same place because there's about half of the submission is his and half of it is mine. So here's a Peroteo. Love these. This is from 39. Super cool Portuguese sticker. Here's another one, Peroteo. Totally beat up from 4041. But it kind of a unique size as far as Portuguese stickers go, because most of them are these elongated ones like this. Another Peroteo and a one. All these Portuguese stickers are folded, but very fun. Here's another Peroteo from later in his career. He's getting older here. Here's yet another one. I don't know why this got an authentic. Maybe it's a miscut. You know, all these stickers are really small and fragile. They're usually ones. This one I really like. You don't see this one very often. Super ornate. I love these Portuguese stickers. I mean, basically from the 30s to the early 70s, these stickers are just amazing. Super hard to find as well. Here you've got a Correa of the 5 violins. Really, really cool stuff. There's a Vasquez as well. And then here is another Correa and an Albano. And we've got a Jose Aguas here as well. So these are all mine. You can see I sent a large stack of Portuguese stickers in to get there. So I'll put mine off to this side. The next one, yeah, if you don't really care about the grade, if you just want them protected, yeah, you know, it's hard. I mean, and I don't even follow. I haven't been to SGC in a while because just PSA makes it relatively easy for me. I have my account there, all that stuff. You know, I think that on certain stickers like these, I think are very well done. You see how it's like you've got the bumpers in there. It's not moving. It's not crooked. So I like that. So it kind of depends on what issues. If you want, ping me on the thing. Give me a sense of the types of cards that you're going to grade. Like if it was full-size Spanish issues from the 20s, I'd probably go SGC. If it's, you know, these Portuguese stickers, I'd probably go PSA. They graded a lot of them, and I like the way they sit in there. So, you know, if it's, you know, really high-end stuff, I'd probably go, you know, PSA. So just shoot me a message on the Discord, and I'll give me a sense, and I'll hopefully provide a little bit better advice than just that high-level stuff. But that's the way I think about it. And in fact, a while ago, I did a video on how I think about grading, which may be helpful. So if you don't, it was probably a year or two ago, but if you search through some of my previous stuff, that may be helpful to you. 256 collector. I don't think much has changed in terms of my philosophy. So hopefully that's helpful. So yeah, so the Valderrama stuff, at least PSA's graded it. So I definitely go them on that one. And you could, you know, you can set, I do have piles going on. SGC, PSA, don't really use anyone else right now. I guess I use CGC. I don't have a very large pile for them right now, but I use all three of those. So it is kind of, but if you're dealing with shipping and stuff like that, you know, maybe it's easier, and depending on how many there are, it doesn't make a lot of sense to send 3 different packages if you're talking 20 cards, right? But anyway, ping me on the Discord. I can give you more advice. Here's a fun one. This is a Masantonio. This is a Dix card. And here's that was in a 7. Crazy high grade. Here's a 6. The Chero, also really nice high grades. Here's an Enrico. Here's a Varelo. Awesome. Here's a great Dominguez de Guia in a 6. Here's a Benitez Cáceres in a 6. Here's some fun dollar cards. Boca guys. There's a ton of collectors in Argentina that just focus on Boca. I mean, they have such a following there. It's crazy. And these are, kind of par for the course in dollars, even though these have way better eye appeal than these grades at a 2. Here's a Tesserori, great goalkeeper. But I'll show you. I think a lot of you are familiar with some of Raphael Bitron's books. What you may not be familiar with is this one. I'm not promoting this, but it's basically an entire book of Boca cards. I mean, it has like lots of the issues that you'll see in his other books, but he basically shows you like every Boca card ever made, or nearly all of them. I think he's missing a few, but it's pretty crazy because this whole book is just on, cards that are issued for Boca. So that just gives you some idea of the fandom, how big Boca is, right? So you see a lot of that. Here's a Sosa, kind of fun. This one's really fun, especially the if you look at the description, he's got the dog here. Furpo does. That's pretty funny. I love that. A couple other boxing ones. This is nice. These are cool. Again, lots of crossover in the Argentine albums. Here's a beautiful Klondike. I appeal way better than a 3, if you ask me. That's Mendez. And then you've got some of these. These are really hard. The Springer ones from the Campeones. They had them in 45 and 46. Pretty miscut, but otherwise great condition. And you have to agree that is a miscut. You see that up there? You have to agree. That's that. Here's a really nice Sosa, Carlos Sosa, in a 4. Very nice. This is a big card right here. A really, really, really nice crack Jan Moreno. That's pretty fun at a 4. It's a big grade. Anything more than a 2 is a big grade in my eyes. Really, really clean. Reverse on that. So these are all my friends. Some really fun Pelusas. This one badly off center on the back. You can see the printing like this only partly on there. That's a bummer. Not a lot of quality control in Argentina in 1950 in the manufacturing. Still beautiful stickers, as you can see over there. And then here's Varela. Very cool. Forget the injury that made him always wear that thing on his head. So these are all my friends. So the last one will be here, and then we'll call it for a day. And see kind of what else comes in this next week. Again, I know something that's coming in, so that'll be fun to talk about because it's a crossover. And I have been crossing more things that I want to use in my PSA registry to or put my pedigree on. I have been crossing a lot of those over to PSA. So that is that. And then here we go. Oh, and then, the paperwork here. But yeah, I sent these in. This order was incredibly slow because this is like Value Plus, which is like $40 a card, if I'm not wrong. And those should usually take like 60 days. I think these went in July. So August, September. Well, yeah, or maybe June. I don't know. I just remember when I looked at it, it also seemed like it took a while. Now, there are a few cards in here that they've never, like all of these. Here's another Aguas, Jose Aguas. Totally underrated Benfica superstar. These hadn't been graded before, so this probably slowed them down. That one's, it got a 1. I'm surprised it didn't get an authentic with that big chunk taken out of it. Kind of happy that got a 1. I just don't like A's for whatever reason. But here's a Matthew. This is really cool looking sticker from 52. Very fun. Here's another. There's a few. I sent in a few Jose Aguas stickers. Look at how beautiful those Portuguese stickers are. This is a dupe. They both got 1s, I think. That's right. Both got 1s. And then I did some of the Eusebios, which I'm crossing over slowly my SGC slabs to PSA slabs. I think these look great, and I'm trying to put together a run on the registry. So these are dupes, and really cool looking stickers. All right, one of them is very thin on the back. You can see those spots are thin where it was extracted. Thank goodness no holes. and then the other one has some staining, which usually happen in these caramel cards. Here is another Eusebio, kind of a weird one with his picture on a caricature. And then here is another Universal one, and then this is Anteojo. Let's put it this way. It's like that. And this particular series comes in circular as well as this kind of odd shape. Here's a Palarex from 1970. Cool card. Very cool card. Sorry about my dog in the background, but we're almost to the finish line. These Alex cards are really fun. Pretty tough here. This one got an authentic altered, and I'm not sure why. This is exactly the format. Maybe it has the number from the extraction on back, but I don't know why that one got that. And then here is a one on this. All these, I kind of expected these to get like 1.5s and 2s, but it kind of is what it is, I guess, at this point. It's a little foggy, but that was a 1. These are all 1s. Wow. Like, no, this grader was having a bad day. Look at the eye appeal on that. How many 1s have you seen that are like tremendously worse than this? I mean, this looks dang clean. If I saw a scan of just this card online, I'd be, man, that looks mint condition. Now I know that these are going to top out at a 2, but I'm like, why a 1? Like, why 1s? What? I guess this guy was just feeling the 1. He was in a one-a-thon. This is kind of a problem also when you submit. I mean, it can go both ways. You can get someone who's overly generous, or you can get someone who's not. And this guy was like, sticker, Portuguese, 1. He just did them all that way. This one's a 1. Oh, no, I guess just as I said that, then he turned around and gave a 4 to this one. But it's, of course, one of the later career bearded old man Eusebios, which this one is as well. So, but those are kind of fun. I like to see the progression, like all of us, especially, well, I speak for myself, of getting older and looking older. So that is the older Eusebio versus, let's see if I can, it's not even that much younger there. Let's see if I can find maybe the Alex is like 60s. I don't remember. Here's a 1971, so he looks a lot younger there. It's only 4 years later. But yeah, a bearded, more chubby young man. Anyway, so that is the chaos of the day. Thank you guys all for watching. That dragged on a bit, but hey, if you're still with me, if you can hit that like button, you can subscribe, and you can I'll let you know when new things are happening. Join the Discord if you can. Love to hear your comments. Put your comments below. What are some of your favorite things? There was a lot going on today. My dog's barking in the background. I guess he needs to go. So I hope everybody has a great weekend, and keep enjoying your collecting. Appreciate everybody joining live on such short notice as usual. And take care, everybody. Good luck in your own collections. Bye-bye.